Hey, Joshua here from Welcome back to a new Simpsons video, and we are back with the next episode of my re-reviewing of my favorite Simpson episodes. And this is another favorite of mine of season 34, and it brings back a character we have not seen since, well, he has made a few cameos, but, not having a proper role in the episode since season 1. And we are going to get to him. Of course, everybody would know, right? All of y'all will know who it is. And obviously it's in, well, yeah, a lot of y'all would know, right? But again, this is definitely one of my favorites from season 34. And it starts with Homer watching the news and overhearing that the Bolorama is shutting down. And yeah, they're having a funeral for the Bolorama at Moe's Tavern. And, I mean, Lenny and Carl were not part of the pen pals, but hey, they had to get replacements from Apo, Otto, and Mr. Burns, right? They had to get replacements. But yeah, Homer talking about showing how he had the first time having cheese on nachos, and him having this dream of sliding down nacho cheese and getting eaten by this whale that looks like Homer. And they go to the manager, which of course he can't do anything about it. And we see the guy that Titan, he is going to be buying the Bolorama and turning it and transforming it into something else. And yeah, Homer does this thing to try to help save the bowling alley, and Bart and some friends coming over because of his birthday. And yeah, when Marge and him are talking of how he tried to lock the Milhouse's parents in, and of course, yeah, for keeping them from leaving. And Homer is wondering what's so worrying about with Marge, because she says that she doesn't bowl, even though we saw her bowl. And then we see her think about Jock. Yeah, about Jock. Who she had an affair with, that of course Homer never knew about. And Homer is trying to teach her how to bowl, even though she has bowled before, but not for a very long time, though. And yeah, she's getting lots of strikes. She is getting lots of strikes. And yeah, Homer is surprised of how well she's doing. How amazing she's doing at it. And we just see these dream segments as well, which is quite funny. And yeah, she's doing really well when it comes to the score. And she ends up seeing a picture of Jock as well. That, of course, makes her scared as well. And then Titan tells Marge that they'll work an agreement. That they'll do a little agreement. If she wins against a challenger of his choice, if she bowls against a challenger of his choice, and she wins, Marge wins, they keep the bowling alley. But if his player wins, then he'll transform it. And yeah, they got a deal. And they go to Luigi's, and Marge is practicing for the big game, and again thinking about Jock again, and having this which of course was just all in her head. And she's trying to bowl, and she's not doing so well. She's definitely not doing so well. And when Marge hears a knock at the door, surprise, surprise, Jock appears. And of course, Marge is wondering what he's even doing here. But Homer brought him here. because he is going to be Marge's bowling instructor. But she still hasn't told Homer about what this guy has done with Marge in the past. That Homer is still unknown about. And yeah, even seemingly still having some attraction to Marge as well. And of course, Abe is like, I don't trust something about Jock. Something doesn't seem right. And Homer doesn't clearly see that something is up. And yeah, even giving Marge a massage. And Abe calls some of his friends to try to contact anything about Jock to show Homer. And yeah, he shows different pictures of Jock kissing different women. And yeah, of course, Homer realizing, and he goes angrily towards Jock's apartment and says that, yeah, he definitely still has a big attraction to Marge. And they fight, and it's an intense fight as well. And yeah, and then they, of course, stop, and Marge just saying of how I was angry, or I was just upset when you gave me that bowling ball. You know, when she never bowled in that episode where we see Jock for the first time. And Homer's like, oh yeah, I remember. Because you know how depressed he was. But he goes through different memories that weren't even to the episode that Jock first appeared in. It's just different things from past episodes, which were quite funny. And again, nothing goes to that with what he was actually trying to think. And yeah, they leave. And it turns out that Marge's opponent that she has to bowl against is Jock all alone. So we see this montage as well, which is quite funny. And yeah, she's just got to get one more. She's just got to get one more strike or spare, something, to beat Jock. And she gets this very awkward looking split, which, yeah, she does the calculations, and she manages to knock the pins over and beat Jock. And Jock gets arrested and going back to France. Getting sent back to France. And Homer is so happy that Marge managed to do it. And yeah, and save the bowling alley. But yeah, a really good episode. And also to bring back a character that we haven't ever seen have a proper role and, you know, a main purpose for the episode until season 1, since the first season, and then haven't had that character return since, you know, 34 or so many seasons later, right? So many seasons later. I do hope we would get to see more characters like Jock return, though. Like, whoever, or I wonder, like, with Mindy, of how, if she would have a more important role. Or, I know, Larlene appeared twice, right? One when we first saw her, and then the second one before, right? And then, of course, the same thing with Jock. I mean, Mindy was shown as a cameo and mentioned as well, but not as, you know, having a purpose in the plot. Who knows, though? But I do want to see more past characters return, like Jock. Yeah, catch you on the next one.